Today I will be talking about prompt 2. In prompt 2, we had to reteach a lesson that we have previously taught and revise it to what would better work for our students and fit their needs. So some reading reflections. Reflection plays a crucial role in my instructional practices. It allows me to constantly evaluate and improve my teaching methods, lesson plans, and interactions with students. By regularly reflecting on my teaching practices, I can identify what strategies are most effective in helping my students learn and understand mathematical concepts. This process also helps me recognize areas where I may need to make adjustments or try new approaches to better meet the needs of my students. I'm able to utilize my co teachers that are in my classroom each day and collaborate and learn from them. I'm always searching for feedback from my co teachers, mentor teachers, and grade level team to better my teaching practices. My prior knowledge and experiences as both a student and a teacher greatly influence my own growth in my classroom. Drawing on my own educational background, I can anticipate the types of challenges and misconceptions that my students may face when learning math concepts. This allows me to tailor my instruction to effectively address their needs and provide additional support when necessary. Additionally, of reflecting on my own experiences as a teacher helps me identify where areas I can improve and continue to develop professionally. By continuously learning from both my past experiences and the experiences of my students, I'm able to evolve more and create a positive learning environment for all. So, in the lesson that I retaught and reflected on, we were going over ordered pairs, and the goals for this lesson were to ensure that the students understood ordered pairs and that concept. They had to grasp significance in order coordinate grids, and then apply knowledge to solve problems involving coordinates. And lastly, they had to foster critical thinking by analyzing patterns and relationships. So, to achieve these goals, I structured a lesson to include a mix of direct instruction, guided practice, and independent practice. I started by introducing the concept of ordered pairs, using real world examples and visuals to make the abstract concept more concrete for the students. Then I provided guided practice activities where students work collaboratively to plot ordered pairs on a coordinate grid and identify their location. Throughout the lesson, I incorporated hands on activities and interactive exercises to engage students and reinforce their understanding of ordered pairs. For example, I used manipulatives such as color tiles or geometric shapes to demonstrate how ordered pairs represent points on a grid. I also encourage students to create their own sets of ordered pairs and exchange them with classmates to practice plotting and interpreting coordinates. So, some data that I gathered from this lesson, the majority of the students that were successful in this lesson were English speaking students of two or more races. The students that struggled the most were English learners for that language barrier. Some instructional strategies that worked for this lesson were hands on activities such as manipulatives, real world examples, and tangible coordinate plane activities. Integration of other subjects. So for this, we did science integration. Students were exploring real world applications of coordinates such as mapping and navigation. And they were enhancing integration by introducing scientific concepts like scale and measurement within the context of graphing coordinates. So on this slide, I have attached the lesson that I'm reteaching. It is the full video of me reteaching this lesson. And we also integrated social studies with this reteach lesson by studying historical maps and exploring how coordinates are used in cartography. And we also are improving integration by incorporating more activities that relate to geographical concepts or historical events represented graphically. So, a few reflections that I have from this lesson that I retaught. Some successful aspects of this lesson. There were clear objectives. The revised lesson had well defined objectives regarding ordered pairs and their application in coordinate grids. There was interactive activities, which engaged hands-on activities and group discussion, kept students actively involved throughout the lesson. And there was differentiated instruction, which tailored instruction addressed varying learning needs, ensuring all students could grasp the concept of ordered pairs effectively. And there was an increased cultural diversity and community engagement, which incorporated diverse examples and context into the lesson, fostered inclusivity and relevance for all students. Another thing that I reflected on for this lesson was variations from the previous lesson. So there was a greater emphasis on interdisciplinary connections, and the revised lesson integrated concepts from other subjects, enhancing the relevance and depth of learning. And it also enhanced cultural diversity and community engagement. So this revised lesson deliberately included more diverse examples and perspectives to the cultural backgrounds of students, fostering a more inclusive learning environment. Another reflection was the prevalence of cultural diversity and community engagement. So, cultural diversity and community engagement were prevalent in both planning and presentation. By incorporating diverse examples, context, and perspectives, I aimed to create a classroom environment that resonated with the cultural backgrounds and experiences of all students. Other reflections that I had for this revised lesson was the level of student engagement. So, in both interactions with student engagement was generally high due to an interactive activities and collaborative learning opportunities and relevant real world connections. um, Changes in student engagement and learning. There were noticeable improvements in student engagement in the revised lesson, particularly regarding cultural relevance and interdisciplinary connections. Student learning also improved as a result of the revised lesson, with students demonstrating a deeper understanding of order pairs and their application in various contexts when using map locations. In summary, the revised lesson successfully integrated cultural diversity, community engagement, and student learning. By continuously assessing and adjusting instructional strategies, I can ensure that all students feel represented, engaged, and empowered in their learning journey. Here are a few examples of what the students were working on in the lesson that I attached in a few slides back. We were doing the guided practice together, so the top sections on both of those pages, and then students were able to work on the independent practice on the bottom half of that page by themselves. So, the program reflection that I have as a second year fifth grade teacher, reflecting on my graduate experience, reveals how the courses I have taken have significantly shaped my teaching philosophy and instructional approach. Courses focusing on pedagogy, child development, and curriculum design provided me with a solid foundation in understanding the needs of my students and tailoring instruction to meet diverse learning styles. These courses emphasize the importance of differentiation, assessment for learning, and fostering a positive classroom culture, which have become central points of my teaching style. Pedagogical knowledge, graduate courses equipped me with a deep understanding of educational theories, teaching methods, and instructional strategies. This knowledge has empowered me to design engaging lessons, differentiate instruction, and effectively meet the diverse needs of my students. I've also learned about research and evidence based practices. Throughout coursework, I learned how to critically analyze educational research and apply evidence based practices in my classroom. This has helped me make informed decisions about curriculum design, assessment, and instructional interventions. And then this is my works cited page. Thank you.